Hello from quarantine. I'm Lucy Sabin. I am a ninth grader at the high school, and I'm in the big blue chair, which is where I used to do all my assignments for Miss Gora when I was in her class in first grade. So I'm going to read some of my favorite poems from Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends, and I hope you enjoy. First one's short, but it's good. Homemade boat. This boat that we just built is just fine. And don't try to tell us it's not. The sides and the back are divine. It's the bottom I guess we forgot. Oops. Next one is True Story. This morning I jumped on my horse and went out for a ride. And some wild outlaws chased me and they shot me in the side. So I crawled into a wildcat's cave to find a place to hide. But some pirates found me sleeping there, and soon they had me tied to a pole and built a fire. Under me I almost cried, till a mermaid came and cut me loose and begged to be my bride. So I said I'd come back Wednesday, but I must admit I lied. Then I ran into a jungle swamp, but forgot my guide, and stepped into some quicksand, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get out until I met a water snake named Clyde, who pulled me to some cannibals who planned to have me fried. But an eagle came and swooped me up, and through the air we flied. But he dropped me in a boiling lake 1,000 miles wide, and you'll never guess what I did next. I died. The last one is a long poem, but it's one of my favorites to this day. When I was at Glover, I'm not sure if it still happens, but we had Poetry Day, and everyone would recite a poem, and this was the one that my friend picked, and I never realized how hard it is to memorize. So I'm still trying, still working it out, but it's just a great poem. It's called Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout Would Not Take the Garbage Out. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She scoured the pots and scraped the pans, candied the yams and spiced the hams, and though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceiling, coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor, it cracked the windows and blocked the door. With bacon rinds and chicken bones, drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune pits, peach pits, orange peel, gloppy lumps of cold oatmeal, pizza crusts and withered greens, soggy beans and tangerines, crusts of black burnt buttered toast, grizzly beets of beefy roast. The garbage rolled on down the hall, it raised the roof, it broke the wall. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubblegum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery, blubbery macaroni, peanut butter caked and dried, curdled milk and crust of pie, moldy melons, dried up mustard, eggshells mixed with lemon custard, cold French fries and rancid meat, yellow lumps of cream of wheat. At last the garbage reached so high that it finally touched the sky. And all the neighbors moved away, and none of her friends would come to play. And finally, Sarah Cynthia Stout said, "Okay, I'll take the garbage out." But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached across the state, from New York to the Golden Gate. And there in the garbage she did hate. Poor Sarah met an awful fate that I can right now relate, because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sarah Stout and always take the garbage out. So remember, during this quarantine season, help out your parents at home and read a little bit, do your work, stay safe. Bye.